Are you frustrated that your loved one's lost eyeglasses don't find their way home to them quickly or easily? Do you have a child in school or a parent in a care center who misplaces their glasses? My family and I created this do-it-yourself glasses labeling technique for my mother-in-law after several calls regarding lost eyeglasses. We haven't gotten a single call in over 2 months about a lost pair of glasses, and hopefully have bought her her last pair of replacement glasses, at least until her prescription changes. Here are the materials you'll need for this do-it-yourself glasses labeling technique. Let's start with the easiest, a hairdryer and a pair of scissors. You'll also need a label maker or a similar method to put the name or phone number on the glasses. Clear handwriting with a Sharpie directly onto the glasses or onto a piece of masking tape could work if you don't have a label maker. The last item is the toughest to find. We decided to go with a kit that had several sizes. It is way more than we needed. If you want a smaller amount, you can find these at your local hardware store. I suggest calling before you go to make sure they have it in stock. Bring your glasses with you, if possible, to help you choose the right size. In this video, I'll explain the advantages of this method, and then I'll touch briefly again on the supplies you'll need. Next, I'll show you the steps I took to label the glasses and give you some other options to consider. Before we settled on this method, we asked caregivers at my mother-in-law's care center for some advice. She said we'd need something much more permanent than just a label from a label maker. She says that residents tend to have fidgety fingers and would likely peel the label off within a few days. In addition, the label would probably not last through very many regular cleanings. She advised against a glasses chain, too. Firstly, those can be removed easily and can get separated from the glasses. Also, since she didn't currently use a glasses chain, it might be cumbersome for her to get used to. We even looked into GPS trackers, but those are too large to fit on a pair of eyeglasses. So, we chose to combine the label idea with an idea from the electrician trade and created this method. It's been over 2 months, and it looks as good as the day we brought her new glasses to her. You might be wondering if it's worth the trouble to find clear marine-grade shrink tubing. It is the most difficult to find of all the materials, but well worth the investment of time and money. It's waterproof, so it can withstand cleanings and accidental trips into the shower or the pool. It is very difficult to remove. You can see the label through it, and it comes in a variety of diameters, so you can find a fit for any pair of glasses. To review, here are the tools and materials you'll need for this glasses labeling technique. Scissors, clear marine grade shrink tubing, a label maker or something similar, and a hairdryer. Let's get started. First, print your labels. I started with the smallest font my label maker had, and then printed a couple extra in the next larger fonts. You may want to consider putting a phone number instead of a name if that makes sense in your particular situation. Choose the label with the largest font that will fit in the space. Then, trim the top and the bottom of the label so it's close to the text. Leave the ends to the left and right of the text to make removing the backing easier. Next, you'll want to choose the best placement for the label, facing in or facing out, left side or right side. We chose to put the label facing outward on my mother-in-law's glasses so that caregivers could see it and it would be more visible in general, especially if the earpieces were folded in. If your label will be facing outward, you don't need to worry about covering up any important lettering. On the inside of one of the earpieces is a set of symbols, mostly numbers, that tells the model and measurements of the frames. Don't cover that up, just use the other earpiece. Now remove the backing of the label. For most label makers, there is a crack in the backing on the adhesive side of the label. Fold the label upon itself to reveal the crack and peel the backing off. Now cut off the ends of the label to the left and to the right of the lettering. Next, place your label onto the glasses. In the example here, there is a raised logo on the outside of the frame that I don't want to cover up with the shrink tube. So I've placed the label a little further towards the back of the earpiece. Now it's time for the shrink tube. Choose the smallest size that you can slide onto the earpiece. Once it's in place, make a mark to show where to trim the ends. For this do-it-yourself glasses labeling technique, the tubing needs to overhang the label by about 1/8 of an inch or more on both sides. The last step is shrinking the tubing. This will make the glasses hot, so I advise wearing a glove on the hand you're holding the glasses with. Heat the tube evenly from all sides as best you can. This process takes a few minutes. We used our hairdryer so long that it overheated. So we set it aside for a few minutes, and then it started back up again so we could finish the job. Congratulations, you did it! Now your glasses have a better chance of finding their way home to you or a loved one if they get misplaced. We did discover some other options you might find helpful. First, your optometrist has a machine that heats plastic glasses to adjust them. They can use this machine to pull off the plastic earpiece end on metal frames, like the picture on the top right. Once the plastic end is removed, you can slide on a much smaller shrink tube. The optometrist can shrink the tube and also reattach the plastic eyeglasses end in a couple of minutes. There is also printable shrink tubing out there. I've not found any that is marine grade, but it might exist. Electricians and other trades use these. The advantage here is that the label and the tubing are all in one. I'm not sure how durable the printing will be, but if you know, please let me know in the comments section. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button below.